I've put together a presentation for all of you I want to share with you at this time. Well, recently, if you look in the workbook on page 22, we're doing this a little bit out of order. So this was going to happen this afternoon. Instead, we're doing it right now. So jump to page 22. You'll see some things there. That's where you find it. And the title of this presentation is called "You Are Contagious." Now, recently, as I was putting this together, I went to Google and I typed in the words, "Am I?" And as you can see, Google went ahead and filled out some different words there. Things like, am I contagious after COVID vaccine? Am I contagious with fever? Am I contagious on antibiotics? Am I contagious cold, flu after 10 days? If I have a fever, before symptoms, quiz, without a fever, tons of stuff there, right? Now, and I recognize that with the research that I've been doing recently on being contagious and things that means, I'm sure Google, knowing that, was trying to help me out when I just typed in the words, am I, right? But if nothing else, in 2020, being contagious is something that has been talked about perhaps like never before. And there's so many things that have happened. There's words that we thought we'd never really understand, as asymptomatic, pandemic, things of that nature. And I promise that we're not going to be talking about this forever, but for today and for the near future, we are going to be talking about being contagious, just in a little bit of a different way, all right? So recently, my wife called to let me know that she was giving a bath to our two boys, as you can only imagine, get dirty more frequently than most regular human beings, right? The oldest of my youngest boys is 5. I also have a 3-year-old that they love playing outside with trucks and tractors and the sandbox in the garden. They get filthy all the time. So it was right before lunch, and she calls me and says, hey, I'm giving them a bath. And when I went to turn off the bath water, the handle would turn, but the water didn't stop. Now, she was smart enough to open up the drain plug so we didn't turn a minor inconvenience into a major catastrophe. But she was calling to let me know because she didn't know what to do, right? Now, I have what you may consider an elevated sense of an ability to get things done by myself, right? And I blame this directly on one thing in my life, and that thing is YouTube. So what I did is I typed my problem into the search in YouTube, and this is what I found. A whole bunch of videos talking about exactly what I was struggling with. And the problem with YouTube videos and myself is this: if I ever see the word easy and quick, I'm all over it. And then if I click on the video and I see that it's less than 10 minutes long, I'm for sure going to do it. Now, how many of you out there can relate to that, right? I'm actually looking to start a self-help group. It's one of those ones where I'll sit around and, hey, my name is Jordan Peterson, and I have a problem. I think I can fix anything because I got my degree from YouTube University. Right? I'm sure some of your husbands come join me in there and we'll take care of it, right? And really, it's not that bad of a problem to have. Yes, I think I can fix almost everything. Yes, it takes me way longer than the videos say it will. And yes, sometimes I even save money, right? But this is a prime example of something actually working out well for me, okay? I watched a quick video. I went to Home Depot, bought the cartridge that I needed to replace, and I actually was able to fix it almost as quickly as the guy in the video, which is an amazing accomplishment for me. My wife will tell you I take way longer to do things than I probably ought to, right? Problem solved. So there's actually this crazy thing that happens with us when we see someone else do something, whether it be in real life or in a video. And that crazy thing I'm talking about is called this. Hey, if that guy can do it, that means I can do it too, right? But there's actually a little bit more of a scientific term for this, as you can read here, called the Mirror Neuron System. And Margaret Stewart of the Department of Neuroscience at Regis University cleverly put it this way in her 2017 master's thesis. As you can see on the screen, the mirror neuron system complicates the old monkey see, monkey do adage. Mirror neurons can be likened to monkey see, monkey's neurons fire as if monkey did, but in reality, the monkey did not do. So really what she's saying is that when you see someone else do something, it fires your own neurons as if you had actually did it, which is why things like porn are so addictive. It's also linked to why, just a second. We yawn when we see someone else yawn as well, right? Now, how many of you just yawned when you saw me yawn, right? I'm sure a lot of you out there did. It's also the reason when we watch stunts performed on TV, like we're going to see here in a minute, it comes with a warning. Now, what's that warning? You remember? What do you see on any time they do a stunt or something like that, right? Well, let's go ahead and watch this and we'll talk about what that warning is. See the man climbing up the ladder in professional wrestling, does the backflip, and boom, lands right on that guy. And Lisa Tucker has nailed it, right? Do not try this at home. Unfortunately, the confidence given by the mirror neuron system makes us believe that we can do whatever we just saw on TV, which actually makes for really interesting YouTube videos. And when I was looking at this, I found one that I thought worked perfectly. We'll go ahead and watch that now. Boom. When I was actually putting this together, there's a ton of videos out there that look way worse than that. I don't recommend going and looking at backyard wrestling bloopers because there's a lot of people that actually hurt themselves pretty bad. And could you see what I did there, though? That puts a new perspective on the whole monkey see, monkey do adage, as we heard from the neuroscientist before, right? Self-confidence is without a doubt contagious. We see something happen, we think we can do it, and so we do it. You can absolutely catch self-confidence, and you can actually infect others with it as well. Now, imagine you're asked to put on a self-help presentation, all right? This may cause you a little bit of apprehension and nervousness, because no matter where we're at in our own journey of becoming better, there's probably somebody else who knows more about it than us, right? And some of us can be nervous about having to present anyway, and then in front of a crowd, and what if something happens, and all these bad things could happen, right? But now imagine that this guy comes up, and he tells you that he's going to help you with it. For those of you who don't know who that is, that's Tony Robbins, right? Maybe the greatest self-help guru ever. He's made himself more money than anybody possibly ever need by helping people become the best versions of themselves, right? Now, he may team up with you and he says, hey, you know what? I got you. I'm going to help you and we're going to do this together. His self-confidence naturally rubs off on you and you can do it. You feel great. Now, same scenario for maybe if you don't relate to that. Let's say you decide to have a dinner party, and at this dinner party, you're going to have the works. You're going to have appetizers. You're going to have drinks. You're going to have salads. You're going to have main meal, main course. You're going to do desserts, all of that, right? And then you decide to invite your neighbors over. And your neighbors, as you know, are a little bit of a food snob type of individual. Plus, you find out that their relative is in town, and it just so happens that they're a food blogger. And not only that, they have food allergies. And the one is deciding to become a vegan. No pressure, right? And so you're racking your mind. You're like, oh my heavens, what am I going to do? What am I going to make? What am I going to, how is this going to work? And then you get a phone call from this gem. That's Rachel Ray, right? She calls you up and she says, hey, I was in town. How about this? How about I join with you? We go to the store, we do some shopping, and I show you some of my favorite recipes to help you out. And I'll stick through the evening just to help you do this. We can totally do this together. Not a problem, right? Well, think of the self-confidence that you're going to get from that as well. It's going to be amazing, right? Now, the good news is this with the mirror neuron system. Studies show that those who have a strong reaction with their mirror neuron system actually have high levels of empathy, which is great if you're in a leadership position, right? You can relate to how other people are feeling and what they're going through, which is great to help people out. And it can absolutely benefit you as a leader. Now, in the workbook on page 22, you were asked to describe the type of leader that you want to be. And I'm interested for all of you that are out there with right now, what are some of the words that came to mind when you saw that, or when I say that now? What's the type of leader that you want to be? What are some key words and descriptions that come up to you right now as we talk about that? Ashley Geigel says genuine. Dependable, Natalie says. Ashley Geigel says fun. Rose Muffler, bold. All these are great things. Wendy Place, inspiring, transparent, consistent, funny. Tammy says trustworthy. Lisa says a servant leader. All these are great characteristics to have, right? consistent and real, courageous, have integrity, dedicated, confident, smart, consistent, passionate, honest, and caring. Real clear, Kristen Alexander says. Approachable, Rachel says. Authentic. Compassionate, right? An example, Nubia says. I love that. Those are all great things that we want to have, right? Now, below that section in your workbook, there's a section for you to write down the actions that you need to do in order to be that type of leader. And today and over the next few days, I hope you add to that list. Put yourself in a position to become the type of leader that you're talking about here. Now, about a year ago, there was a ton of discussion about whether someone, and I should say through the last year, really, there's been a ton of discussion about whether someone who is asymptomatic can be contagious. So for those who don't know what asymptomatic means, it just means you don't have any symptoms, right? Can you truly be contagious? And there's still a lot of debate going on about whether or not that's true for pandemic, right? But for what we're talking about here today, there is no debate. You cannot be asymptomatic of the actions and characteristics of the leader you want to be and still be contagious enough to infect your team with the right attitude, actions, or confidence to become the best version of themselves. Now, in Soul, there are certain things that will help you and your team to be successful, and I want to focus on one of them for the next few minutes. The first of which is this: Soul Prime. Now, Soul Prime is the extra bonus that we put together to help you align yourself with the actions that will put you in the prime spot to be successful. Hence the name, Soul Prime. Now, there are only 3 main requirements that you need to do each month to qualify yourself to receive the Prime bonus, as you can see on the screen here. The first of which that we're going to focus on is that you need to maintain a soul safe of at least $150 before soul reward each month. I think that's clear, right? So when you go into your soul safe and adjust it, just make sure that total there is higher than 150 before you click on the button to say apply soul reward, right? Our average order right now is closer to $200 for a standard order each month. So having an order or a soul safe of $150 is pretty easy to do. Now, if you have any questions on how to do this, as always, feel free to reach out to customer support and they'll help you out. But let's talk about why we have this requirement, right? First off, it qualifies you to receive commissions each month. It's really tricky to build any sort of a business without cash flow. By having a soul safe of $150 or above each month, it will guarantee you that you will receive your hard-earned commissions. That's weekly, that's monthly, that's these extra bonuses, that's everything, right? Make sure you're safe there. Secondly, it allows you to consistently stay on a health program that will give you the benefits that you're looking for. Staying on a product regimen for multiple months in whatever system you are using will allow you to really let your body adapt and change for the good. Most of us talk about being on a program for 60 days or 90 days. How easy is it to have that program put into your soul safe? You don't even have to think about ordering it, and it just comes to your doorstep every month, right? Now, these benefits of staying on the product will strengthen your ability to also talk about the products comfortably, since you'll have your own personal success stories to tell. And that's truly what people want to hear. They want to hear how the products affect you, not how it says it on a booklet somewhere or something they read online. They want to know how it affects you because they know you, right? They build a relationship with you. They want to know how it affects you, right? Always start with that. You can't go wrong with that. Now, secondly, the requirement in SoulSafe, as you can see, it just changed. It says you achieve at least 1,000 OV. Remember, OV is the sum of all the QV of the product you purchase yourself, as well as all of the QV purchased in your whole organization. If you think about it, if you're brand new in Soul and sign up with the initial balance package, that gives you 305 QV. Now you do that a few more times, you sign up a specialist, couple members with that same, and boom, you're over 1,000 OV for the month. And you've hit that first major rank, which is a Soul Pro 1K. A lot of people love recognition. They love to see that they're progressing. Being able to help them hit that first rank is huge. And then on top of that, they can also get the Soul Prime bonus, which leads us to the third requirement. you need to enroll 2 new specialists or the equivalent thereof, which is 1 specialist and 2 members or 4 new members. As you can see, it says you need to enroll them with at least 100 QV of product. And as you recall, that specialist kit that they purchased when they first sign up, that doesn't count towards that. So if they're ordering as a specialist, enrolling as a specialist, their order needs to be at least 175. Also remember, if they're going to use a gift card when they sign up, use that as an add-on. So, hey, why don't you use this gift card and try another product? Because if they're at that 175, they've got 100 in product plus a 75 in the specialist kit, and then they use a gift card, that takes off from the product. So now they only have $75 in product. And as you can see here, they need 100 QV in product. Make sure you use that as an add-on in order for them to really get the benefits they're looking for, right? Now, how in the world does enrolling new specialists and members in your organization help you put yourself in the prime position to be successful? You really even need to ask that question, right? If you can't come up with a solid answer on that one, call Lon. He'll take care of you. Email him, whatever it takes. Lon is your guy. He'll give you the answer, right? We'll put that on him. Now, these 3 simple requirements are really what you should be focusing on each month, okay? Make sure you're getting the product yourself. Make sure you're helping others in your organization that are already there get the products, because their volume counts towards your volume, right? And thirdly, enroll people. Share the soul message. Let's help others join the soul family, right? And if you're contagious with it, you can infect your team with the same mentality and as you do the actions that will show them what can be done. Again, remember, how you can help someone believe that they can do it is by doing it yourself. The mirror neuron system. Show them that you can hit prime. Show them that you can rank and advance. Show them that you're willing to talk to others. Show them how to be a leader. And they'll have that same mentality, that same culture, that same ability to do as well. And that's really what we're trying to do. Multiply it amongst your leaders. And let's show the world that we are contagious and that we are starting a pandemic. Let's call this one a prime pandemic. So proud of you guys for all the efforts that you guys are putting into it. Keep sharing it. Let's change the world. Thank you guys.